cheap PC games? Check out Kingwin.net. Click the link in the description below to help support the channel and never pay full retail again. Yo, I'm Brian P. You're watching Bad Seed Tech, and today we're taking a look at the Cloud Mix gaming headset from HyperX. And oh man, we got a live one here. So the idea for the Cloud Mix is that you've got a high-res audio certified stereo gaming headset that's able to go wireless via Bluetooth. And that's an important distinction. Unless you're using Bluetooth, this is still a wired headset. It retails at a whopping $200 USD, making it the most expensive headset in HyperX's lineup. It's available at Best Buy and directly from HyperX. The whole design here is classic HyperX, but understated intentionally, as you'll probably be wearing these in public. Gone is any aggressive gamery color palette or loud stitching or embroidery, and there is no RGB. The metal hinges here are gunmetal like we see on the Cloud 2s, and gone are any kind of cutouts or stamping like we see on the Alpha. The ear cups themselves are matte black with a silver HyperX logo. They could have gone a little bit more stealth here and taken a design nod from SteelSeries and done like a matte black on black thing, but they've still gone a long way in making sure this doesn't look like a gaming headset. The memory foam headband, the leatherette memory foam ear cups, and the dual chamber design are pretty much in line with what you'd see on the Alpha. A headset that was able to handle bass to almost a stunning degree at a $100 price point. One of the big design differences here is going with a 40mm driver as opposed to like a 53 that we saw in the Cloud 2 or the 50mm that we saw in the Flights, the Revolver, and the Alphas. Now this seems like you're taking an L, but I promise you, bass has not been sacrificed. More on this in a bit. Outside we have a Bluetooth connection indicator, a power button, volume up and down, a built-in mic, and a multifunction button that can answer calls or play pause with one press, or with two presses you can skip the track forward. Oddly missing here is any function to skip backwards. That's too bad. Of course, you'll also have connections here for your detachable boom mic, your micro USB charger, and your detachable 3.5mm audio cable. It's designed to be worn around. Weight is also a factor, and these hit 265 grams on my scale without the boom mic. The Cloud Flights, by comparison, weigh 300 grams without the mic or 315 with. Inside the box, you get two nice braided audio cables, one with inline controls for console controllers and an extension cable with separate breakouts for mic and headset. You also get a charging cable, which is not braided, a cloth carry bag, and the standard HyperX detachable boom mic, which you've been listening to for this segment. So design and build quality are looking pretty legit so far. What about comfort? Since the Cloud 2, HyperX has pretty much set the bar for comfort in a gaming headset, and the Cloud Mix is no exception. Happy to report here too that it is giant head approved, and there was still plenty of adjustment room left on the headband, which is not something I personally see in a lot of gaming headsets. Just the right amount of clamping force to give a good seal with the ear cups. Now these aren't active noise canceling, but the combination of the memory foam and just the right amount of pressure do a really great job of sealing out the outside world. Now again, these are leatherette ear cups, so you will get some degree of heat buildup that's really common with things like this. These aren't bad. I'd put them somewhere between the Cloud 2 and the Flights. Volume and mic mute are both handled through the inline controls, and that's an important note here. When you're using this as a wired headset, you cannot use the on-headset controls for volume up and down. Those are reserved for Bluetooth mode only. And despite being called the Cloud Mix, these do not mix audio from two different sources at the same time. Meaning you can't be using this as a wired headset and still have it connected via Bluetooth to your phone to take hands-free phone calls while gaming. Battery is said to last about 20 hours in Bluetooth, and when you power the unit on, you get a nice audible confirmation that power's on, your battery percentage left, and your connection status. All right, on to the main event. How do they sound? They sound good. Damn good, actually. This is HyperX's first headset that's high-res audio certified, which means the frequency response goes all the way up to 40,000 hertz, whereas like the Alpha tops out around 27,000. They sound exactly like what you'd expect from a HyperX headset, like Michael Bay action movie mode. Strong, low bass that, due to the dual chamber design, when it comes in, it doesn't affect any of the other frequencies. It doesn't muddy up the mix at all. If anything, the overall sonic character of this headset is geared more towards the low mids and low end. Hooked to an Xbox controller, I had more than enough volume overhead. With the PS4 controller, I ran them at pretty much max volume all the time, with only stuff like major explosions peaking a little higher than was comfortable. Running them off the Realtek onboard audio on my Gigabyte RS motherboard saw them sounding really full and really punchy on the rear hookups, which do have a little amp. And they did manage to hold their own, even though I used them at max volume hooked up to the front hookups, which don't have any amplification. For my main desk audio, I run the insanely good Mayflower Arc DAC amp for both my PC and my PS4. These sound ridiculously good coming off a DAC amp, and I can get them way louder than was comfortable without incurring any distortion whatsoever. For streaming setups, you may have the audio from your PC or your console running directly into a mixer board, as I do. I use the auxiliary outs on the back of the Mayflower Arc running directly into a mixer channel. Using that channel's EQ, I boosted the high band by about 6 dB and was floored. Hearing the highs shimmer and cut through the mix without disturbing any other element of the mix, leaving the bass completely intact, the mid sounded great, it just sounded incredible. You may be able to EQ the high end up a little bit on your onboard depending on what you're running. If you can, I highly recommend it. Not only does it sound amazing for music listening, but it's very useful for picking out footsteps in game. And that's an important note here as well. If you're used to an audio setup that provides like a scout mode or a really boosted high end on the EQ to allow you to pick out footsteps and shooters, you need to be aware that the sound here is not exactly colored that way. Now, naturally, when you move to Bluetooth, you are going to incur a loss of fidelity versus a wired solution, especially if you're coming off a DAC amp, but they still sound pretty damn good. Music listening via Spotify coming off my Note 9 sounded incredibly clean and punchy, and I had plenty of volume overhead. Now, as for call features, you can take a call using the boom mic or using the onboard mic that's embedded in the ear cup if you're in public. This is a great touch. Obviously, for your caller, the boom mic is going to sound fuller and more clear, but I was able to hold a conversation just fine using the onboard mic. All in all, these sound great in pretty much any scenario I put them up against. They're built well, they're really comfortable, they have a great sound signature, so let's talk value. $200 is a big number. There's no way around that. These are twice the price of the Alphas for basically adding Bluetooth. The high-res distinction here is not enough of a reason to upgrade or choose the mix over the Alphas if you're in the market for a wired closed-back headset. And if you're into this sort of thing, they don't have any surround sound or simulated 7.1 like you see in the Cloud 2s, which also sound pretty damn good. These are twice the price of the competing Arctis Bluetooth headset from SteelSeries. The Cloud mixes do sound markedly better, and they accommodate a wider range of head sizes. But the Arctis Bluetooth allows you to use the wired mode and Bluetooth at the same time, which means you can use it wired to a console while on the phone, or more importantly, using Discord or whatever you use for comms via mobile while you're still hooked up wired to your console. This doesn't really change the game for PC guys or if you use your console at a desk, but if you're a couch gamer or you use primarily console, you'll want to take notice here. The $200 for these is a big pill to swallow. At $140, these would be flying off the shelves. I'd be telling you to run out and buy them right now. At $160, you'd still get the nod of approval. Cautiously, but you'd still get it. $170, you'd be pushing it. But $200 is just rough. And if you do have some money to blow and Bluetooth portability is important to you, i.e. this might actually be replacing 2 pairs of headsets for you, it might be worth going for. The price point for me is really the only negative here. There's so much to like. Build quality, weight, aesthetics, comfort, and sound quality are all on point with the Cloud Mix. This review unit was a retail sample. I ran out and bought this. You can do the same at Best Buy or directly from HyperX. I don't have affiliate links for either one of those, but I will put direct links in the description below. Well, that's it for this time. I'm Brian P. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and until next time, stay up.